Kalau orang tanya Anwar, apakah yang kamu merasa paling puas sekali? Keputusan hakim? Tidak. Kenyataan melepaskan saya? Tidak. Dan kalau orang kata selesai, belum selesai.
Kita tinggalkan dia, bukan dibeli oleh sesiapa.
Demi Allah, apa yang saya nak cakap ni demi kebaikan khususnya umat Islam, rakyat Malaysia dan negara kita.
Dalam realiti politik Malaysia mudah. Kalau orang Melayu ni jumlah 60% dapat dipecah dua, kan? Pihak ketiga akan menang.
When the world was hit by financial crisis in 1998, Anwar Ibrahim saw brighter chances in him becoming the Malaysian Prime Minister. But he did not realize that the Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, was thinking that it was the best time to oust Anwar as Deputy Prime Minister and from UMNO.
Saya mengenali Anwar Ibrahim ni sudah lebih pada suku abad. Cerita Anwar Ibrahim ni sememangnya satu kisah yang saya kira mengambil masa yang agak panjang dan tidak mudah untuk nak meyakini orang ramai berhubung dengan siapakah Anwar Ibrahim ini.
Dia ada agenda tersembunyi. Sampai hari ini kita boleh nampak banyak perkara berlaku. Dia tak peduli agama, bangsa, tujuan dia mesti ke Putrajaya. Itu sahaja.
Anwar thought what happened to President Suharto in Indonesia would befall Mahathir in Malaysia and continued to launch the reformation strategy which he learned from Indonesia to oust Suharto. But Mahathir's success in thwarting Soros' attack and the economic rehabilitation strategy by the IMF had resulted in the party and the people to support him.
In his desperation, he has to come up with some proposal. I can understand his feelings. He's been dismissed, he cannot dismiss me, so he asked for my resignation.
Sememangnya kita tahu Anwar ni dianugerahkan kebolehan berpidato yang cukup hebatlah. Jadi semua pihak terpesona dengan ucapan dan pidatonya.
After being sure of his strength, Mahathir exposed Anwar's corrupt dealings, abuse of power, cronies and financial empire worth 3 billion ringgit.
Bila dia menyertai UMNO, pada Tun Dr. Mahathir yang menjadi Perdana Menteri bermula pada tahun 81, beliau melihat Anwar ini sebagai satu aset untuk negara Malaysia.
Anwar tahu, pada dia masuk UMNO saja dia sudah tentu kecewa. Maka soal kafir mengkafir ini juga kena pada Anwar.
Pada waktu itu, banyak pihak tidak mengetahui latar belakangnya, perangainya. Sehinggalah 97 tak silap saya, barulah ceritanya mula terdedah.
Anwar worked discreetly with Americans to get him to be Prime Minister. In the Clinton's administration, right from the Treasury Secretary Robert Rupin to the Secretary of Defense William Cohen, supported him. His strongest supporter was Wolfowitz and his aides in the Republican Congress. Anwar won Wolfowitz's trust by portraying himself as a pro-Jew and condemning Mahathir. This was made easy with Mahathir's openness in showing his anti-Semitic stand, which he regarded as an insult. To the Democratic Party, Anwar is a valuable politician who supported American values. He is a neoliberal supporter, which Mahathir is against.
Oleh kerana latar belakang begitu, pengaruh Western, pengaruh Jewish dan berbagai-bagai pengaruh dari Amerika, dia pun dengan orang Amerika baik, dengan Al Gore baik dan sebagainya, maka pemikiran-pemikiran ini dapat disampaikan dalam acara politiknya, lebih mudah disampaikan kepada orang-orang henchmen ini.
Sepanjang sejarah Islam, ada orang image-nya subhanallah macam malaikat dalam sejarah, tapi akidah rosak.
To President Bill Clinton, Mahathir had everything that he hated: chauvinistic, firm, arrogance, and an authoritarian personality. But President Reagan respected Mahathir for what he did to the communists. He negotiated for peace with the communists despite having the capabilities to eliminate them. To the Democratic Party, Anwar represented neoliberalism, which clashed with Mahathir's more guarded approach. But this friction did little to affect their relations, because Anwar yielded when pressured by Mahathir.
Saya bukan prasangka, tapi saya mempunyai sudah ada keputusan. Saya yakin akidah dia sudah rosak, terkeluar daripada akidah Ahlussunnah wal Jamaah. Mungkin statement saya agak sedikit keras, sebab orang yang faham liberal dan pluralisme seperti Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim Pedang difatwakan oleh Majlis Ulama Islam MUI, Majlis Ulama Islam Indonesia. Na'udzubillah.
Saya tak fikir dia nak tegakkan negara Islam. Begitu ya. Apa pun corak negara ya, yang nak kita tegakkan ya, dalam perjuangan Anwar ni tadi, integriti kena clear. Tidak mungkin dia akan mendukung Islam kalau peribadi dia pertikai. Begitu. Tidak mungkin dia nak melaksanakan hukum Islam kalau dia berkawan dengan DAP.
America, despite knowing that he is a Muslim who does not consume alcohol, heard rumors that came to light in the mid-1990s of his infidelity.
Saya melihat beliau ini apa kita nak katakan, bahawa ada peribadi yang saling bertentangan.
Kalau kita lihat ya, bahawa Anwar sebenarnya menjanjikan ya, kalau dia menjanjikan social reform, dia menjanjikan justice yang hebat ya kepada orang kampung. Tetapi saya rasalah setakat mana dalam perjuangan sampai sekarang ni, setakat mana rakyat dapat betul-betul in clear term apa dia buah perjuangan ni setelah begitu lama.
Anwar's potential as the country's leader brought happiness to his Saudi Arabian supporters, as their protege would be able to achieve his dream, and they had promised billions of ringgit to assist Anwar after he were to become the Prime Minister. Anwar understands the importance of media control to get the people's support. Economic editors from all mainstream newspaper, TV3 and the journalists were threatened and also sacked if they did not support his agenda. When Mahathir was in Latin America during the financial crisis, Anwar gathered his cronies, including his trusted journalists, to carry out all directives on the recovery strategy by IMF and Soros. He used Soros' ground as his own. In front of journalists, he portrayed himself as a hero to save Malaysia from Mahathir's mistakes. Anwar felt stronger and began to believe in the image that he had built for himself.
Bila krisis ekonomi berlaku di Malaysia, hujung-hujung tahun 90-an kan, 97, 98 begitu, sebagai timbalan Perdana Menteri kan, dia diterima dengan kapet merah di New York, di mana, di Washington gitu kan. Ini menimbulkan pertanyaan saya.
Dia memang cakap sendiri bersih, dan saya anggap dia yang paling tidak bersih sekali, tidak jujur tentang apa-apa pun, apa perkara pun.
While Anwar was planning strategies with his aides, Mahathir summoned an economic expert from Bank Negara who had been expelled to meet him in Argentina. Nur Muhammad Yaakob was brought in for his opinion and to learn from him how to counter Soros and reject the IMF aid. While Anwar was planning to launch the austerity strategy, which failed in other Asian countries to save the economy, Mahathir returned home and called his economic advisors for a meeting and discussed implementations of the strategy he had discussed with Nur Yaakob. Mahathir came forward to state that the crisis occurred due to speculations of foreign currency, and he did not want to accept the IMF assistance and wanted to ensure Anwar fails in the attempt to promote himself as the savior of the free market capitalist concept. Mahathir was confident that economic and currency control could stabilize and save Malaysia. Apart from that, he wanted to release Anwar or destroy someone who he regarded as his own son. However, he began to open a file on Anwar, not only on Anwar but also his friends, cronies and family members. Mahathir used the weapon he had to destroy his deputy. Originally, Mahathir had made preparations to hand over power to Anwar, but wanted to strengthen his own legacy and Malaysia's future. He believed Anwar was his successor, but Anwar, being Anwar, is capable of being anything to anyone. He's a smart manipulator. He was able to manipulate Mahathir, but Anwar, perhaps, was also cheated by Mahathir's trust in him. being ousted only an inch away from the door of power. Anwar intended to become king, but he lost due to his miscalculation to be prime minister. His fall, according to our analysis, was because of his corruption, not his dalliances.